Everything from overlanding in your stock rig to full-on LS-powered 2 buggies on stickies. This is the Total Off-Road Podcast. I'm Steve.
And I'm Ian, and welcome back for episode number 70 freaking 1.
Tonight we'll be serving up classic jams. Not those kind.
Oh,
like jazz.
Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
I wish I had like a saxophone.
I felt like that's where Ian was going with this.
That would be nice.
70.
We're back for episode 71.
Z71.
Z71. No, wrong podcast.
Wrong
Z71 Off-Road?
Maybe.
You
I might let it slide.
Z71 Off-Road Podcast?
It is the
Sorry,
total.
guys. I'm in the wrong place. Gotta go see it.
See you later.
Bye, Felicia. Well, welcome back, Mike,
Ooh.
to another
Sorry, just taking a drink.
exciting episode.
Thanks. They just keep inviting me back, or I keep showing up. Not sure
You hadn't get
which.
kicked out? So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
You beat the host, so I mean, you're fine.
Okay.
You haven't been kicked out or asked to leave, so
I
I
was asked
just
politely to leave, but it wasn't polite
Well,
enough,
yeah.
and so I stayed.
No.
No.
You did not say please to my liking.
make me.
So we've already started first call.
Yep.
We are drinking
Holy moly.
Holy Moly from the Spangled Brewing Company out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Just so you guys know what's up. We've been letting it sit here and warm up a little bit because it was on the chilly side. Thank you, Speakeasy's Bar and Garage.
I was saying grill because I like to eat like
Bar and Bathroom.
Bar and bathroom.
Isn't the bathroom
B&B.
like the coolest part of the whole thing? Is
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's built with a shell of a camper around it.
Can't beat it.
Yeah,
It's bad dog.
it's definitely part of the coolest thing.
This beer is definitely getting better the warmer. Well, it's opening up the warmer it gets. Mine's almost gone because I've been
I can get
enjoying it.
the jalapeno is way more
Jalapeno.
Kind of
jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
The jalapeno.
How do you want to do this? When
What
you
do
want
we-
to
I
do
don't
like?
know.
Did you do anything this week off road wise?
I drove my Jeep.
Nice.
Did you?
I did
Like off road or on road?
on road.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to go get a battery for the crew cab. Yeah.
So you hop in your dependable daily
Yeah.
and
It was dependable enough.
Hey, it got you there and
Why
back,
did I
right?
jump in that one? I can't remember why I jumped in the
Friday
in
Night
the-
Lights.
I did take it to Friday Night Lights.
Mm-hmm.
And that was cool.
Yep.
And then the next morning I went to go get a battery and I just hopped in it because I think the KJ was parked out. Oh, I know why. Oh, and it just went down for a nap, and the crew cab and the KJ were both parked back by his room in the side yard. And so I was like, fuck it, just take the Jeep. It's fine. So other than that, I did not do a whole lot off road. I did talk to Chris today about drive shafts.
Did you get your price?
He's going to give me a quote.
Are you thinking
And-
that's your vibration? Like just replace the
I
drive
just
shaft?
feel like 1310s is obviously the weak point of that situation now, being that the 9-inch on the Cherokee is the 9-inch has Yukon gears and 35 spline shafts and a zip locker, and Yukon shafts. Everything is upgraded in the rear, and it has 40s and 1310 U joints. I feel like when something breaks, that's should be the first thing.
that makes sense.
I'm really blown away as hard as I've beat on it as it is right now that I haven't broken a U joint. But with that also, the centering pin on the double cardan is it has needle marks in it, worn into it.
Oh, that's
So
right.
they weren't turning enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to have to replace all of that anyway. That's not a replaceable part. You have to replace the entire double cardan.
This is the rear you're talking about.
This is the rear.
Okay.
Yeah, I have double cardans front and rear.
So that may actually be your vibration.
Yes, it may be.
Okay.
And so instead of trying to rebuild that drive shaft, let's just go ahead and beef everything in the back to 1350. And then I'm going to take that drive shaft and move it to the front. And then we'll have a stout front drive shaft as well as a 1350 stout rear drive shaft.
That sounds like a pretty good plan.
Not a bad one. It's just going to cost me $1,000.
Oh my God. If the vibration isn't gone though,
Then it's obviously pinion angle.
it's got to be angle.
But
Otherwise.
at the end of the day, I need to go to 1350s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with
the
40s,
drive line,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's just not even it shouldn't even be a conversation, but it is.
But here we are.
My chassis showed up this week with my Super Duty chassis.
Oh.
My Super Duty rolling chassis showed up this week and unloaded itself. And
you just got home and it was sitting there.
not exactly. I pulled it off with the Jeep and the winch. I just had to use the Jeep to stop it as it came off the trailer.
Yeah, that'd be bad if it was trying your house.
It had no steering per se.
Yeah.
Like the steering was cut, and it was on a wedge trailer, and so like it's like rolling down, and he was kind of guiding it, but like it got to a certain point on that wedge where it was too much for him to hold, and so he just kind of stepped out of the way.
Yeah.
And my kid was in his what do you call that? His car seat?
Carriage?
Yes, not carriage, but he was in his car. I put him in his car seat because he was like getting ready to go down for a nap, and then Jimmy showed up, and so I put him in his car seat and bundled him because it was kind of chilly that day, and I had him sitting over by the garden, so like he was protected, but at the same time I was like,
he just set him out in the yard.
Yeah.
You just set the kid in the yard, and they're kind of fine.
And you don't have kids. I don't have kids, but does that seem right to you?
Dude, buckled into a car seat with like 2 blankets on him. He was
like you're
solid.
about to do sketchy shit, and you're going to put him like out by the garden. Like,
I mean, he was like,
you put him on a raised surface.
He was like 20 feet away. It's fine.
Huh?
He was far enough away to be out of harm's way.
Shit would have to go real bad,
but close enough that I wasn't going to let shit go real bad.
Yeah,
like,
see,
I wasn't going to let this frame go rogue off the trailer.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I wasn't doing that.
Strength it and just stop the Super Duty chassis.
I would drive up on the trailer.
Yep.
If need, like if it was going to go off the side, I was going to drive up on the trailer and stop the chassis.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I just caught it with the Jeep as it came down, and then I backed up and we pulled it off the rest of the way, and then parked it over in the side yard. No big deal. Owen was just sitting there, just like watching, like.
Then you retrieved your child.
This is definitely what I'm going to do when I get older.
Garden.
He's like, my dad's dumb.
I don't think that's what he's saying. Idiot. What an idiot.
Why would you buy that piece of junk?
Yeah. Then I put him in the house, and he's in there. Everything's a car.
It's awesome.
Every cereal box, car.
That's awesome. Maybe he'll end up being a car guy.
Phone, car. He's like, already.
I love it.
And I'm like, where did he get that? Like, I don't do that.
That's a good point.
Like, I don't do that around him enough for him to pick it up, but he just does it.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, like
Jess's secret passion is watching like Motor Trend TV when you're not home. You have no idea how into car she is.
We do watch it. Yeah. I'd be upset.
Whenever, and you walk in the door, she turns it off and goes back to a soap opera.
Yep.
She didn't want you to know. So tell us about the Super Duty chassis.
So it showed up, and I am going to strip it down and put some Super Duty axles under the Jeep or the truck. I don't know what my plan is exactly yet, with the exception of I am really considering putting it on air ride. What?
That sounds great until you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be any more expensive. The only thing, the front. I already have everything for the front except for a compressor and a tank.
We talked about this the other day.
Yeah, we spoke about this
you were so ambitious.
Yeah, well, I've already done it. Like this isn't a new thing for me.
I'm not saying it's your first rodeo, mister.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that it's going to snowball.
It's definitely going to snowball over time, at least. If
even
not right
initially,
away.
You're like, the first time you go on drive, you're like, man, that was expensive.
Yes, but man, if it drives like a Cadillac,
that's cool shit.
If it drives like a Cadillac, I'll be a fan.
Right.
Getting everything dialed in will be the hard part. Like getting the making sure that the track bar is where it needs to be and as parallel as it needs to be able to go up and down that much. Like, not that I'm trying to go up and down a lot, but like I also want it to still drive nice. So I'm gonna try to get the track bar as parallel as I can.
I was gonna say parallel at ride height.
Yeah,
then like where you're trying,
or close to parallel. It's gonna be even with the steering, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, that's the goals. We'll see.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be cool to put underneath the crew cab. I gotta get the radius arm setup figured out, how I'm gonna build that, and then I've got to get some plates made for the frame, and then it'll be a matter of just jacking the truck up, putting it on jack stands, ripping all of the IFS out of the front of it, like everything, cutting all the brackets off.
Man, that's not a fun job.
That sounds like not fun. But like, is it that bad?
Have Adam Barron over.
No.
He cut my brackets off.
I'm not having Derek over either, because then he puts holes in oil pans. Luckily, my oil pan's steel, so be okay.
Derek also motivates the shit out of you, though.
This is true.
He'll just be like, hey, we need to stop bullshitting and get the fuck to work.
I'm just going to come over here and steal Ian's suitcase.
It still sucks.
And then I'm just going to start just... I'm
not with the suitcase.
I'm not going to unbolt anything. I'm literally just going to jack it up, take the wheels off, and just...
Let it fall out. Make sure you get that on video. The entire IFS falling out in one piece.
All the brackets, all the control arms, everything.
Oh my god. Suitcase will make it nice though.
Yeah, it'll make it easier.
Way better. A grinder. We did it with a grinder.
Yeah. Which is doable.
No,
and
I brought
the
my
nice
plasma
thing is,
over and we did some of yours with the plasma.
Did we do some with the plasma?
And it still sucked.
Right.
Oxyacetylene torch.
Why?
No, plasma would be way better. Why do you say oxy would be better?
You can get closer with the oxy torch to the frame. Yep.
I've never cut with an oxy, so I don't really know, but it sounds like it'd be worse.
Works.
Nope.
It works well.
Yeah. Cool.
It's like a plasma cutter, but different.
Yep.
Alan has one.
The nice thing about a plasma cutter is it's clean. The nice thing about a cutting torch is it's like painting.
Oh, it's that fast, or
it's like you want to take some stuff off the frame. You just kind of put the flame a little more on the front from the frame.
Oh, you get right up on there.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can go right against the frame and literally just lance all of it right off the frame. And all you'll have left is some slag on there.
Good and
That
clean.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So like grinding to be.
Whereas with a plasma cutter, if you're getting that close to the frame, you obviously are at a little bit of an angle, and you'll cut into the frame. Whereas an oxyacetylene, you can get right up against it and kind of use that flame, feather that flame on that edge, and then like whatever's left over, you can just kind of go back with a flame and just kind of keep taking piece off by piece off. Because you turn it all to liquid. Everything turns to liquid.
Oh, yeah.
You're not cutting a thin line. Everything's liquid.
Yeah, like after cutting...
It would be handy, but there's a lot more chance for fire.
Well, yeah.
Have your fire rates handy.
Have your fire rates handy. They're in the garage.
After cutting leaf spring perches and shock tabs off 14 bolts with an oxy torch.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never do it with anything but an
I'm not doing it off of the... of the axle.
That was
cast brackets.
Seeing the light.
What I do, I did a 1-inch on the F-150 axle. There was a 1-inch nub on there, and I cut it off with my cousin's plasma cutter. But he's got an old Hypotherm. Is it a Hypotherm? I don't know what it's called. It's one of the old ones, like they're like OG.
Well, Hypotherm does do that.
I think it's a Hypotherm. It's like a big sumbitch. It's like half the size of that shelf.
Jesus,
it's big.
It's like the size of Ian's welder.
And yeah, it really is though. Like they're big. Because it's old, like it's an old one, man. But anyway, it does work. It's a cutting machine. But
are you gonna put a deadline on this project?
No.
Yeah, right.
Nope.
No, let's put a deadline on it, so it can be like every week when I ask Steve how wheeling with Friday was.
We haven't got to the wheeling with Steve section yet.
So here's the thing. So
wheeling with Steve section.
So the goal right now is to set the money aside for Bray for the EXO.
Obviously.
Once that is set aside in a pile, then I can start setting aside money for the crew cab. And then once Bray has Loki, then the crew cab doesn't need to be a tow pig for at least a month. So if I was able to cash flow both projects at the same time, it would be ideal. Just go ahead and drop off the Cherokee and then bring the truck home and tear it down as well.
It sounded to me like you were trying to say that you were going to get it done in a month.
Yeah. Does that seem ambitious?
That's ambitious.
Yeah. Why?
But, okay,
what do you need to do?
You start the project,
yes.
And then 3 months later, I'll be like, yes, it does seem ambitious.
I like that. So my question to you is, what needs to be done?
So much more than you think. Any project like that,
yes.
There's no possible way you're going to rework the suspension 100% from scratch and just be like, oh, I just did that.
Just the front.
Because that's all you do all day, every day. That's your job.
No, I'm just doing the front. So let's just say we're just doing the front.
Okay, and I agree. That's a good idea.
Right. We're going to do the front first and then have the whole SAS done. And then we'll move to the rear at a later date. Once that's all dialed.
If that's what you did all day, every day, I would say you could have it done in a week.
But my question is, what do I need to do? I need to attach the radius arms to the frame, right?
Okay, check.
I need to attach the radius arms to the axle, which is bolt in.
That is literally a 5-minute job, but that's the only part of it.
Right. I need to put a bracket on the frame for the track bar, which I can probably steal off of the F-250 frame.
Maybe. That'd be nice.
Maybe. Or something close to it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to clean everything. The biggest thing is like a weekend job of cleaning everything IFS related off of it.
Yep, get it good and clean, obviously.
All of it just stripped, and then I need to put plates up for the either A, coil springs, or B, or the airbags. Right?
Okay.
That's it. Oh,
And you got
connect steering.
Brake
brakes,
lines,
obviously,
steering.
and you have to
I think
adapt
the
that.
brake lines I should be able. Yeah, okay, so yeah, but the brake lines are per corner right now for the IFS, so I should be able to just use that and tie it and just get a set of brake lines and tie them right back to the F250 calipers. I could probably use the brake lines off the chassis.
If they're the same thread and everything, that'd be great.
Yeah, right.
How is building the axle? Are you gonna have that done before? Are you
What's
not
that?
building it?
No, why would you? What?
I don't know. Like when I get an axle, I usually go through it.
Oh yeah,
All the seals, all the bearings, ball joints, like everything. Like I don't just trust like a used axle. But I don't know. In your situation, are you not doing that? Are you doing that? Like,
probably.
how
not.
do you decide what does and doesn't get replaced?
Stuff it under there and just see how it goes?
See how it goes, huh?
I mean, worst case scenario, you put seals in it later.
I guess.
And
I mean,
bearings.
everything is serviceable once it's on the track.
It's hub bearings and shit. So it's like it's not like you're going through and doing all the wheel bearings and seals and shit.
Plus, your axle isn't from the 70s either. So,
Right.
yeah.
The 2010.
That's
I know
your
what-
pickup
Newish.
truck, so-
Newish.
I know what mine looked like.
What'd yours look like? Pretty ragged? Mine looks like it has a little surface rust on it, but
It was like a 2016
mine still has the name.
or
Mine has the
something.
tag still on the back of the axle. Like the sticker tag.
I mean, it would be awesome if you could just throw it under there and go.
Mhm.
And I hope that works.
I think I will pull the rotors off. Did you have to pull your rotors off yours? Did yours have rotors on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it under the wheel bearing? Do I have to like take the fucking studs out?
No.
Is it under
Or
the
is it-
hover
or is it
slide
the
on?
studs are in the unit bearing?
Okay, so the rotor's a slide on.
Oh, fuck yeah,
So
that's
literally
great.
unbolt the caliper, take the rotor off.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'll bring you the rotors and have them turned and get a pair set of
That's
pads.
I don't know. It's been a minute.
While I have
but
it
yeah.
apart, I'll check the unit bearing and see how it looks. Make sure everything kind of seems copacetic there. And other than that, the axle looks pretty good. I would be kind of inclined to maybe put new bushings in the axle. Maybe. I'm gonna take a look at those once I pull it all apart. But
It wouldn't hurt.
yeah, right. Just take a look at it and see what it looks like. Yep, might be easy. I don't know how hard those are to take out and put in.
It's so funny how simple it seems to do that. It's the same with a solid axle swap. You're like,
It's
I
so-
just have to do these things, and you list the
It's
5 things, and
pretty
you're like, that's it.
simple.
And then like
So
17 trips to the parts store later, you're like, it was way more than 5
where
things.
did all these parts come from? These were not, this wasn't even
so
part of the
much
problem.
more than I thought.
This
it was
wasn't part of the
gonna be.
plan. One of the things for me is I'm going to have the frame side of the bracketry for the radius arm. I'm going to have all that done, pre-done, like ready to go before I even plan to put the axle under it.
Won't it be hard to make measurements with IFS?
Everything will be measured. Everything will be pre-measured. No, everything's pretty out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Shouldn't be an issue. Didn't seem like it was going to be an issue. So
Sounds
it'll be
great.
fun. It'll be
You're
fun to
gonna
figure
use
this
the
out.
stock radius arms off the pickup, the F250.
No,
Oh no.
they're too big.
Okay.
They're massive. The truck sits too low. My truck sits too low, I think, to pull that off. I don't know. So like the F250 sits on 35s.
Okay.
I sit on 33s. And like just in general, I'm like looking at it's just weird.
Won't it look exactly like an F250 looks rolling down the road?
I guess.
So
No,
then
because
it's
it
fine?
won't. Because the F250 body sits over the frame completely.
Oh, covers it up. Whereas OBS
Yeah.
does.
Whereas
not.
mine's gonna be like frame and then
So you'll see all of it.
you'll see all of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird. It's weird. So I'm like, I kind of scratch my head. I'm like, and if I put the stock springs under my chassis with the same, like where the bucket placement is the same, it'll probably be on like an 8-inch lift. It'll be huge.
That's a bit much. For 33s at least.
I don't know. I haven't done all the measuring yet to figure all that out, but I will do the measuring and see what that all looks like because that'll be
I
entertaining.
think it's going to come out taller than you think it's going to be.
I'm a little afraid of that.
Yeah, that's.
Always
I
does.
think it always.
There's a
Every
blue-
solid axle ever is always about 2 to 3 inches taller than
That
you think.
sucks
Yeah.
because I'm banking on it being about 2 to 3 inches taller than it is now.
Nope.
Is what I'm shooting for.
Then you're gonna need bigger tires anyway.
Yep.
You can't run 33s.
I want the
on-
front. I want the front to sit about like what the back does, like have the same look as the back.
Nope.
So it'll be like a 6-inch lift.
It's
No,
a 6-inch
it'll be
lift on 33s.
it'll be a 3-inch lift. Is what it was. What I was like shooting for.
3 inch
Nope.
from stock.
3-inch from what it is now.
But right
What
now
is
it's
it?
like
What now? It's got about 1.5-inch crank.
so 4.5 inches.
Yeah, probably.
Nope.
I still think you're needing bigger
Don't think I
tires.
don't think I can pull it off.
Nope.
How come?
I think it's going to be too tall.
Really?
Yep.
You think that there's gonna be too much stuff in the way?
Yep.
And I can't get that low.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's a big diff.
It is a big diff.
Now, granted, he doesn't need the articulation because it's just
I don't
straight
need
trail.
any
Well,
articulation.
yeah, but I mean,
But
You
still,
still need bump.
you're still going to need a bumpity bump.
You can't use the oil pan as a bump stop.
No.
So. I mean, you can. You can see
You
how long that
can.
lasts.
Yeah. You can. It may not end well, but you can.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be some. There'll be some playing with it. It's gonna be fun though. That's gonna be cool to finally do that because I've always kind of wanted to do that with that truck since like day one.
It'll be cool.
Yeah. So now I've got a Super Duty 60 instead of the Dana 44 that I planned on. I wanted to do a 44 because it's nice and compact.
Yep.
But oh well. High opinion 60 for the win.
It's going to be neat.
It is. It's gonna be fun to see how that comes out. So yeah, that's the off-roady things I did this week. I acquired a chassis that I shouldn't have. But yeah.
And your wife shakes her head yet again.
Yes.
She just is used to it now.
I know. If she
Yeah.
get used to it by now, she's never going to be.
She's just like, I think her exact words were, "How long is that going to sit there?"
Well, yeah, because it's an eyesore. Just like all
Because she knows. She's like,
Oh, the
God.
side gear's getting pretty stacked up. There's 18 semi wheels on pallets sitting right in front of the chassis.
Oh, it's in that side yard.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, no, it's in the over by the shed.
Jesus.
Oh,
It's
okay.
over
For
the
some
shed.
reason, I thought you meant the other side.
No,
I'm like,
no.
there's not a lot of room over there.
There's not a lot of room over there. Like, that's a silly place to put that.
Right?
But anyway, there was something I was going to say. One, I wanted to thank everyone again for the shifters last week. Those of you involved, and even those of you that weren't involved. Thanks to all of you for being here and listening to the podcast, because that's what makes all this possible and keeps us recording, and then makes it possible for people to send us cool things. Fact. You want to roll in a mail call? I feel like you have something for me.
Oh, my
I do.
God.
We did off-road things this week.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
We went and hot lapped the Razor.
hot left the razor and off road.
Yeah. Well,
Off road
Yeah,
tires.
30 minutes ago, we were doing a certain amount of speed on an unnamed road.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better be careful. You tread lightly. You're not outside of the statute of limitations
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
I was like, we were going a speed.
I just
on
said
a
we hot
place.
lapped the Razor.
Yeah, we hot lapped the Razor.
They can't
The
prove
end.
it. My cameras were broke.
Yeah, you're the only cameras in the
When
neighborhood.
the sheriff goes driving by, he slow rolls by the house like 20 minutes later, and we're sitting there drinking a beer, like, "Sup?"
Howdy.
How you doing, boss?
Howdy.
Hey, you didn't stop. That's all that matters.
That's right.
They stop, and
Um,
our hearts just sank like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, we're like,
Shit.
crap.
What do you think that conversation would really be, though? I don't think you'd be that upset. You'd be like, were you guys hot lapping that thing?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
All right, we'll just make sure it stays in the garage.
Yep.
Thank you.
I mean, that's about all it could be. Anyway.
You know what I mean?
There's the other rednecks in the neighborhood
Yeah.
with the Razor.
Well, they fucking go riding their mini bikes up and down
Yeah,
the road.
right.
So I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Mini bike at 30, Razor at 60. Same difference.
Whatever.
Potato.
It wasn't as bad as that lady that drove into
Potato,
some bully
tomato.
drove
We
into
were
someone's
sitting there,
yard.
and I literally watched this lady drive through the fucking neighbor's yard, back out on the road, and kept going. I was like, wow, she's really getting up off the road to park like on the side of the road. And
Oh,
I was
no.
like, oh no, she's continuing on down
just,
the road.
just on her cell phone and fully went into
Holy
someone's yard.
shit.
while
Like
texting.
3/4 of the
Holy
car in
shit.
the yard.
And then didn't hit Mike's truck.
No, it was in the neighbor's
It's on the
yard.
other side, but had it been another 20 feet, she'd have gone right inside of an SUV.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That'd been
That was parked in the driveway.
Yeah.
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 Was it one
Good
of the Explorers?
Yes.
It was.
Government issue Explorer.
There's like 18 of them across the street.
Until somebody
You
can
got new
prove
neighbors and they fit
otherwise.
right in.
Well, their shit's way not off road,
Their shit's way newer.
but it's way more fucked up and broke than my old
Yeah.
shit ever will be.
Is he like flipping those?
I don't. There's like a plastic tarp over one of the windows, and
Oh,
like
really?
the whole tarp's just doing one of these. And I'm like, good
great.
lord. Yeah. So we hot lapped the Razor. That was about the off road. I started playing with my 60 again.
Oh,
My rear
nice.
steer 60. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna try to get
Who
that.
was it that
welded up
got
here
you
shortly.
back into the mood of that? Who was this talking about? it?
I think I was talking to Zach about it,
Oh, yeah.
but then I was like, I need to at least touch that every so often and get a little bit done, a little bit done, a little bit done. Eventually, I'll be like, oh, it's pretty much ready to rear steer
Right.
swap. So I'm gonna try to get that done here in the next week or two.
I've got
At least we're getting ready to get welded up. I don't want to weld it up quite yet. But
He's gonna get ready to thinking about doing it.
well, I'm unsure.
I mean, if you're making
on,
progress, you're making progress,
Yeah.
right?
I know, I'm
If it's
just giving
turning
him a
two
hard
bolts,
time.
you're still turning two bolts.
I'm unsure on
It's
how to
better than
set
nothing.
like pinion angle and
Oh.
caster angle and all that for a rear steer 14 bolt.
Do you set caster at all in the rear? Just go straight
Yeah.
up and down. You
You
do.
almost
No,
have to
you
set
can't.
I
caster.
don't know. I've never even thought about it.
How-
See, and welcome to my life questions.
Never would have thought
Welcome
about
to
caster in the
my
rear.
Center
life.
diff or offset center diff?
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
Man.
So
There are
center-
there
so-
are a couple tricky questions
you want the axle shafts to be equal length
to the front.
What the fuck's it matter?
because then you only have to have one spare.
True story.
I mean,
He's not
Cool.
wrong.
Just that's the only reason I could think
so
of.
then
to
you
do it
want an
one way or the
offset
other.
diff.
Okay.
It would have to be offset to have equal length drive shafts.
Yep.
I like it.
But how offset's it going to be? Who cares?
2
A
inches.
little bit.
Hold on. I have a
U joints will accommodate for that.
Right. And then his damn it, Michael.
Sorry.
And then his drive shaft that he got made is with the carrier bearing and all the bullshit.
Oh,
You know, like that's made for that sort of setup.
yeah,
Like to be offset.
that's a good point.
Yeah. That was like one of the discussions when you were building the whole drive shaft deal. Is like if we do a carrier bearing, then it can be an offset diff and there's no issues. Stop yawning.
Can't help it.
I am the only one that can yawn on this podcast.
At least I'm not yawning into the microphone like
This is
your
true.
ass.
Some days I am. I gotta get the words out too.
It's 5.5 inches offset from the center of the diff.
It's quite a bit.
That's a lot. 5.5 inches of offset to make
So do
them
you set the
equal.
carrier bearing 2 3/4 inches off center, and then
Oh,
Well, you can only get a max angle of blank
X.
to, you know what I mean? Like before you can't run it like sideways
obviously,
inside,
if
you know
run
what I
it
mean?
straight, and then all of a
And I
sudden
want
it
to say
shoots
like
sideways, that's gonna be
30
an
some
issue.
degrees or something like that. So I don't think
It's
it'll be
pretty
a
aggressive.
problem. But also like your drive shaft's going to flex out at different lengths going when like one
Oh,
side
yeah.
comes down versus
Okay, I
the other
changed my
side
mind.
comes
But is it a
down.
lot? Like,
It's 5.5 inches offset.
I changed my mind.
So
put
with
it in the
that
center.
link suspension when it does this,
are you
versus when
gonna
it does
put a
this,
supercharger on it?
maybe. Never know. I'm just saying. You're gonna build this axle one time. It's not like you're gonna re-weld a full another axle up to go.
I
Man,
mean,
if I could move this diff
200
2
bucks
inches that way.
At $200, I mean, it's not that big. a
Yeah,
deal.
but you're talking hell. I've got $400 with the axle tube,
right.
and, then
you're gonna have another,
$300 in machining it. So
and then you're gonna have another
all the money,
$1,500 in shafts.
Yeah. So
At least-
I mean, it's a compounding. Like you only
Oh,
get
yeah,
one
yeah. Oh,
shot
yeah.
at putting it where you think you're going to
Okay,
want
then
it.
So what do you do?
Why not put it in the center then? If that's the case,
It's going to be centered. I'm putting it dead center, and then the
Okay,
shafts
that
are
makes
what the
sense.
shafts are.
they'll be so strong it won't matter anyway.
That's the goal. I mean, if you break an
That's-
axle shaft that's that big,
I mean, I haven't even broken a stock 14 mil shaft. Granted, I have 0 power, but
And 38s.
and not 43
43s.
stickies.
Yeah.
But-
And
but
not
still,
and not 538 gears.
so many things.
yeah.
Did you order gears?
No, I haven't ordered.
No,
my
he's
gears yet.
fucking lazy. I
Okay, I was like,
ordered them.
oh, is that
I
happening
ordered them
now?
for him today.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's
Did you
fine.
just like steal his credit card out of his wallet and go to
I
town?
don't
Nah,
know.
Chris has got it on file.
Yeah. And so, store that
Walker's
in.
like,
I
Ian
had,
needs
him,
this.
I had him charge it to 0.1.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting the bill. I'm not sure who yet.
I'll get that bill in the mail real quick. It might even get hand delivered
Boy,
with
that
an
one did
ass
come.
whooping.
Well, that one actually did come in the mail.
Yeah. Shocker.
No, I didn't. I didn't order your gears. I should have though.
I need to. It's just one of those like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's on the list.
All right.
Just add it to the list.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah, so that's, I mean, this is all the little shit you got to think about while building a custom axle.
Rear axle. Yeah. It's going to be cool as shit when you get done with it though.
Oh, it'll be dope. I'm pretty excited to have
Yeah.
it done. But
Should accommodate for the wheelbase being so long.
Oh my God. I hope.
yeah, that's the goal. Speaking of that, that leads perfectly into, so I completely fucked up last
Next.
week and
Yes.
forgot to give him credit.
Go figure.
I get a random text
Yes.
from Joe Carter.
Yes.
And it was like, are your extended cab windows tinted or not? I don't fucking know. Like, I'm pretty sure they're
Definitely
not tinted. I don't think they're
Okay.
tinted.
No? I thought
No,
they were.
I don't know.
It'd be weird if they were clear. It's weird to see
Tinted,
any
yeah.
truck.
The
That's
back
clear
window on
extended
that
cab
truck is not tinted. I specifically ordered a not tinted rear window.
Right.
windows.
Seemingly.
Can't see fuck all out of the back of it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the little bit I can see out, I don't want to be looking through the tent. And
I
it's
guess that
like,
makes
it's
sense.
so far behind your head. I mean, it's not like 8 mile van wise behind your head, but it's far enough behind your head that I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
So I just said not tinted because what the fuck ever.
Sure.
And didn't really think too much of it. And then later Bill sends me a text and he's like, all right, we're getting your windows in the, or send me a picture of a window in the front seat of the buggy. So him and his son, Joe, went to the junkyard. I think they were going anyway. Hope they were going anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Hope so.
If they didn't, I feel like a real lazy piece of shit.
You better leave them some nuggets in
Oh,
that.
shit. So
I feel like a
they
real
went to the
lazy piece of
junkyard, snagged me a window, and delivered it, and put it in. I mean, they put it in the buggy. They didn't put it in.
They didn't install
end.
it, but they literally
They
put it in.
the buggy.
It's 3 feet from its final destination.
Oh, it's probably closer now because the seats are set pretty far
That's
back
pretty
in the cab. So
I'll be damned they're not tinted.
No, you don't think so?
They're not.
I didn't think they were.
See it?
I guess they're not.
They're not tinted.
Yeah,
I'm looking at a picture right here on the old the picture that Bill took.
Yeah, I didn't remember them being like all that dark.
Yeah, they're not. They're not tinted at all. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought that they were tinted. I was actually looking for the picture, and then here I've got a picture that I took of it at the Badlands, and it's clearly not tinted.
Two reds are
Perfect. So you got the right one.
Yeah, and then like I said, I remember specifically ordering a non-tinted rear glass just so you can see a little.
Nicely
bit better out
done,
of
my
it.
man. Nicely done.
Well, that is awesome.
So yeah, so that's pretty pimp.
Thanks,
Talk about
Bill.
service.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm telling you, man, the fans, the people that listen to this podcast, could you find a cooler bunch of people?
yeah.
Like, I'm just like,
I probably could.
seriously though, could you though?
I mean, I probably
Seemingly,
could.
you've tried, and this is what you found.
That's what I'm saying. But like, depends on
Seriously,
how
though.
much money you had. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that might be a
different.
different conversation.
Now, you
That
never
probably would
say
be
never.
cool though. They'd just be following you for
It'd
your
just
money.
be like fucking like pricks.
Yeah, they'd be just a bunch
Yeah.
of dicks, and like as soon as you ran out of money, they'd be like,
Fuck that guy.
see ya. Yeah.
That
Whereas
is true.
our listeners
The-
are like, these fuckers
They
are already
life us
broke.
for our broke assness.
These fuckers are broke. I feel bad.
They're giving
If
us
they had a
beer.
they had to GoFundMe, I'd probably like donate to it.
They already donate to your
They
GoFundMe.
donate-
They already do.
We have one. We don't know it.
Yeah, right.
We look at it, it's like $100,000, and they're like, "Oh shit,
We're going racing. I got news for you. We're going racing if that's the
Going
case.
racing.
We're gonna go
in
jump
their
shit.
honor."
Yeah, we're gonna go fast jumping things.
You guys go build something not off-road at all, and everyone's like, what the
What
fuck?
the fuck?
Go buy a fucking like street car. Like
Oh.
we're going drag racing.
Yeah,
We're
we
going drag
bought
race.
funny car guys. We're funny
Yeah.
car guys now. This is a total funny car podcast. Everyone's like,
What the
Total
fuck? That
funny car.
didn't go how it was supposed to.
Literally, like collect the 100,000. Stop in the podcast. The podcast last
Sell the
episode.
razor. Fire sale everything.
Buy
off-road,
68 Chevelle
and buy a fucking street car.
Pro Mod.
Yeah, Pro Mod street car.
Yep.
That sounds like a good time too.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound near as fun as off road.
No,
That's just my
I would
opinion.
agree.
That is a factual statement.
I mean, I like watching
It's
the go
fun
fast
for
stuff
10
sometimes,
seconds
but
at a
yeah,
time.
yeah, and like
I want to have fun all day.
the goal of
Yeah.
drag racing is to do it for less time.
Yeah, it's like I want a hobby that I
That's
spend 10
the
seconds a month
faster I can do
doing.
it, the better.
You
Right.
spend more money. Every dollar you spend on a drag car
So you can do it
is
less.
to do it less.
That is genius.
No, it's terrible because like off road, you buy, you spend $1,000 on a drive shaft to not break so you can wheel more.
Yeah.
No, on a drag car, you spend $30,000 on this fucking engine
Yeah.
so you can do it less.
It's just like buying a
Man.
doubler. You buy a doubler because I want to do it slower. 'cause
Yeah.
Do it more.
I want to be able to
off-road
crawl
longer.
it. Yeah.
I wanna go
Drag.
twice as slow.
This is why
I
I
love
love
this.
watching drag racing. I love everything about
Yeah.
it. Love going to NHRA events. Street Outlaw. We've been to a couple of the Street Outlaw no prep races.
Have you?
That's some cool shit to watch.
Right.
Because, I mean, them guys are throwing some fucking horsepower
Sure.
to this unprepped track. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
It's all over the place.
you
yeah.
can get one guy that puts it in the wall 10 foot off the line, and the
Yeah.
next guy that runs a fucking pass it, you go, holy fuck.
How did he keep that attached to the ground?
I don't get it.
Seriously.
It is cool as fuck. But
Yeah.
I've felt this way for my entire life, and I do not see it changing. The more money you spend on drag racing, the less you get to drag race.
Oh, that's 100% right.
Because it's
That
not
sounds
even
accurate.
like, okay,
Like top fuel.
so you get to so you get to the top
True
level, and you know what they do? They spend the most amount of money on a drag car
To
to
sit
go
in
the
the seat.
fastest, and then you know what they do? tear it all apart and rebuild it to spend more money to go faster again.
Beautiful.
Like, it's not like I buy this $100,000 engine. I can use it for years. No.
They've got it figured out.
Somebody else is paying the
They
bill.
really just like working on things.
Yeah.
They don't really want to do it.
They don't
want
wanna
to do it,
Yeah.
but that's part of it. That's
Yeah.
like a byproduct of working on things. You have to do it.
Building engines is the fun part.
Yeah. Building the car is the fun part. So for them, instead of like building it and selling it, they just build it, run it for 3.5 seconds,
Tear it up.
tear it apart, rebuild it,
Do it again.
and then go run it for 3.5 seconds. Like, it's wonderful. It takes you like 3.5 hours to rebuild it, 3.5
Can I get
seconds
some
to
of those parts that
where
will
to-
run for 3.5
Yes,
seconds?
you can.
They actually throw them on the ground and then you can take them. Like the clutch discs and all that shit.
And some of the stuff they sell.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like a set of cylinder heads that have been run for 3.5 seconds.
I
and you're
don't
like,
know
I don't
about
know because I bet they go through and they rework the heads.
But like a set of rods, they run them for a certain number of passes, and then rods, pistons, and the whole like rotating assembly is out, and then into with a new one. And I'm pretty sure that they sell that stuff
well, I'm just
secondhand.
thinking, yeah, like
The
the
stuff
guy
that's
that
not
wants
tore
to
up.
run a 7-second,
Oh my god!
not a 3.5 second.
Have you like held a piston rod out of a drag car? Like out of
Is it
a,
like as big as my head?
no, it's not big. It's not any bigger than like you would think.
Okay.
It's just solid.
Oh.
You know how you look at a normal like rod
And it's
an
super
H.
hollow. Yeah, yeah.
It's an H, yeah, and it's solid.
It would probably have to be. No, I've never actually
It's
seen the
solid
internal components, but
Yeah, it's solid billet, and it's just huge. If we're ever over at my house, remind me, we'll run by my dad's house, and I'll show you his clock.
I wasn't made.
He's got a top fuel piston that the piston sits on the floor, and then the rod goes up, and where the journal is, like to go around the crank, there's a clock in that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's, and I want to say it's signed by John Force, maybe.
Fuck yeah.
Can't remember.
That's cool shit.
Yeah.
Jesus. Here's a cool stat for you.
Yes, sir.
It is common for the tack on a top fuel dragster
To break.
to read 2,000 to 25 RPM for up to 10 seconds after the fuel shut off. Because the cylinders are so hot that it's still igniting the leftover nitromethane
That makes sense.
for 10 seconds. Like, it doesn't sound like a
You
lot,
wanna
but
hear
2,500 RPMs for 10 seconds
after you've let off
after
the
you
fuel.
shut off the
Let-
fuel
10 seconds is a long
10
time.
seconds
at 2,500 RPMs.
Like, it's still
Not just
rolling.
like
yeah.
2,500 RPMs.
That's
For 10 seconds.
That's
significant
wild.
RPM.
So like the whole time that they're coasting with their chutes on,
Shit's
they're in,
running.
they're in neutral with that. You hear is the engine shut off and like still
winding
still
down.
rolling the supercharger.
Yeah.
Like it's still turning the supercharger over and everything.
It says maximum
That's
boost from the
intense.
supercharger at redline is 45 psi.
Wow. Making it almost 10,000 horsepower.
12,000 RPMs at engine
Oh.
redline of 9,500 RPM.
I thought they couldn't measure the horsepower.
12,000. Wait, what did you just say? You just
More
said
than 10,000 horsepower, but
Yeah.
they can never accurately test on a dyno. But the recent tests have shown they can actually exceed 11,000 horsepower. It takes about 700 horsepower to turn the supercharger.
700 horsepower.
Yeah. It takes 700 horsepower to turn the supercharger at 12,000 RPMs at a red line of 9,500 RPM.
Apparently
I
45
don't
PSI
understand.
is quite a bit.
I don't understand how the red line is 9,500.
The engine red
And it-
line, it
Uh-huh.
sounds like the engine red line is 9,500, but the supercharger runs at 12,000. So it just runs
okay.
it, just pulley
Overdriven.
size and overdrives it.
Gotcha. I'm with you now. I was trying to figure out what you're talking about there.
You need to be at least 85 inches away from the header pipe to avoid getting burnt by the nitro flames exiting the exhaust pipe.
85 inches.
85 inches away to not get burnt by
7
nitromethane
feet.
flame.
Your face just melts off.
Yeah.
Just a skull.
It's not good.
By the 500 foot mark, half of the spark plugs will be melted.
Yep.
Oh, there's not even a way to make one of these engines last a full pass.
No.
Like, it's just like you're coasting the second half of your thing.
You're not coasting. It's just running on hopes and dreams.
500
It
foot
sounds
It's
mark.
running on residual.
Wow. The exhaust valves are about 1,400 degrees at 500 foot mark.
That's
11
dumb.
gallons of
pouring.
fuel a minute.
Yeah. They said that
2.5 inch diameter fuel line.
2.5 inch diameter.
there was
The
there was
fuel pump
at one
is
time
as big as a
77,
goddamn
77
radiator is.
gallons a minute.
77 gallons a minute. There was a thing at one time that said if you were standing over a top fuel car when it was wide open throttle with a 5-gallon bucket, the engine would go lean because you couldn't pour the bucket. You couldn't dump the bucket into the engine fast enough.
Well, yeah, 11 gallons a minute.
Yeah.
The complete cost
is that a wide open throttle?
I would imagine so.
Because I mean, like, feel like it's 7. You just told me this. The fuel pump does 77 gallons a minute.
The fuel pump is capable of delivering 77 gallons a minute through a 2.5-inch fuel line.
2.5-inch fuel line. I still can't picture fuel flowing that fast.
It's
like a goddamn fire hose.
Yeah.
2.5 inch.
Cost of the engine is about $58,000. Stripped down to bare block after every ran and will rebuild in a span of about 40 minutes. Engine will be torn down and rebuilt 184 times a year if a car makes it to the finals at every race.
Nice.
How likely is it they're still using that engine after all those passes?
No, I don't think so.
No,
not the same block.
Probably makes a couple 3, and then they're like, all right, new block.
It costs about $5,000 in replacement parts and fuel for every run if nothing breaks.
So what was that about? How you guys were getting into drag racing?
Yeah,
fuel, engine bearings, spark plugs, piston rings, valve springs, and then anything about an ignition misfire, then it just fucking ching.
It just goes up. I think like somebody was saying that they're on the way that those cars are set up and tuned, that they're on the edge of hydrolocking with fuel at all times.
Oh, I'm sure they're one camel fart at the end of the racetrack.
They're one extra drip
blowing the fuck out. Yeah.
They're one sneeze of fuel.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that happens too, though. Obviously, I mean,
there's so much fuel going to those cylinders that blows you can watch it when they stomp the throttle at the line, and even before that, when they're sitting idling, sometimes they'll drop a cylinder.
Yeah,
they'll lose a cylinder, and you just see it just pouring fuel, just blowing fuel out of that cylinder.
Wow.
The slicks will.
If you ever go watch a video of like a couple races, and you'll see like they'll be sitting at the line, and like certain cylinders will just be blowing white. It'll look like white smoke. It's just raw fuel because it put the spark out, and it runs 2 spark plugs per cylinder. And I don't remember what the astronomical voltage is going to. That's dumb high.
I bet it's high.
It's stupid.
It says that where was I reading?
I thought this was the total offer podcast.
Well, this shit's just insane.
$100,000.
Let me pull it back to let me pull it back to the off-road size.
Bring her on back
here.
The
slicks will grow 8 inches in height from 36 inch to 44 inch from the starting line through the first 50 feet. And they only last about 4 runs and cost about $700 a piece. So,
well, I mean, they're made to go 300 plus miles an hour, so it's not bad.
They last 4 runs.
And they are made from stickies.
So we're back to a dragster runs a 44.
Have you ever seen like a photo of a dragster like coming across the finish line? Have you ever seen the back tire?
Yeah.
The back tire, when they launch and they're taking off, the wheel is going so much faster. It's trying to go so much faster than the outside of the tire that it comes around from the front. Like it comes up at a perfect circle. And then right as it crests over like the 9 o'clock on the back side of the tire, it actually dips in. The tire cuts in.
Yeah. There's some
then touches the ground
photos.
Yeah. Because the tires are so soft.
Oh yeah.
But yet at the same time, the wheel is trying to turn so hard
fast
that it's actually wrinkling the tire up behind where the contact patch is.
That's insane.
And I'm sorry, but if one of my favorite tracks to go to of NHRA that I've ever been to is now. I mean, it's nice. Bristol. Down there in Bristol, because you're in the valley, so it's loud as fuck. Oh yeah, but I could stand I'm probably closer than one end of my house to the other end of my house off the track,
70 feet,
if that.
Is that on the ground?
Yeah,
yeah.
So you can stand right there on the fence line, and you can watch them. Right there towards. We're probably 3/4 of the track, so you can literally stand right there and watch these guys come right at you.
Yeah.
And they're fucking pouring the coals. And the best part is
pouring the coals of nitro.
God, all
the
of
nitro coals.
The barrels of nitro. The best thing, in my opinion, is the qualifying days to go to, because you get that little teaser.
Qualifying's the best because it's no hole. Like everybody's wide open.
They either if they knock the tires off, they'll just get out of it.
Yeah.
So if they get off the line, they're going to make a pretty decent pass. But if they knock tires off, you just watch this fucking really expensive toy go.
The other nice thing,
right next to you. But when you get to, so the odds of getting 2 guys in qualifying to knock off a fucking full pass is very rare. So you don't know when it's going to happen.
Right.
So then all of a sudden you're just like, no.
The other thing,
and then they knock it off, and holy fuck, the lady next to us was fucking, I mean, lost her shit. That was the first time she'd ever experienced. You feel that shit in your chest.
Yeah.
Oh,
your
my
eyeballs
God.
shake.
Oh, it's fucking
like, it's dumb.
It's awesome.
The other nice thing about qualifying is it's Friday nights.
Yeah.
And so the track is cooled down. The sun's gone down to the backside. That's usually when you see some of the biggest numbers, the biggest.
They're putting the power down.
And they can put it down to the track because the track's not greasy.
Yep.
But the reason I like Joliet so much is because the stands come back and they wrap around the backside.
Yep.
And then the cars, when they come through, they drive through the building.
Yeah. They like drive.
There's like a hallway.
Tunnel looking.
Yeah, the tunnel.
Yeah.
They drive through the building to come onto the track, and the stands wrap around to the building.
Yeah.
And most people want to sit, like what he was saying, about half track.
Yep.
So the stands are just ignorantly packed down that way. But up by the building, there's almost nobody there, always. And you can sit back there and watch those things, and you just watch them run straight down the track.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because you're sitting almost right behind them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's cool. Because, like, then when they stand on it, man, the stands shake.
Oh,
and everything else. Have you not been to a drag race?
I went once. Actually, somebody's friend... It was like Corey's dad worked for a company and they had some contract with like a dragster company, chassis company. So we got a VIP booth. Like we went on an elevator and went to a place that was fully stocked with
in a room,
all the food and all the beer you could drink. And like
I wonder how that would be in a suite.
You got top eliminator. Were you in a room or were you in an area?
We were in a room that also had like a balcony outside of it.
Okay. Yeah. You were,
couches and shit, dude. That's the only time I've been to a drag race, and now I'm like, well, I can't go back because I experienced the top, so now I can't be a peasant.
I don't know if I call that the top.
The best thing with NHRA...
What track was that at? Indy?
I can't remember.
Oh, really?
Indy's
pretty cool.
In Brownsburg. Is there a track?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool track, too.
It's a good track, yeah.
That's
where they hold the U.S. Nationals.
The best part
was... It was the U.S. Nationals.
Yep. That's a good one because that's the last race.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're getting after
Yes.
The best part about NHRA for me is... Like at Bristol, the pits were right behind us.
Mm-hmm.
So like cool. Joliet, you got to go out through the stands and then they're right there, which I mean, fuck, it's not that terrible, far.
But still, yeah.
But like literally you turn around at Bristol and the pits are right there. So you can like, okay, I'm tired of watching dragsters do cool shit. I'm going to go over there and watch these guys just blow because that shit is so
and that's usually
cool
how it is.
To watch. Yeah.
And then you go back there and you're in the pits walking around and all of a sudden you hear one fire up, like, oh, cool. And you go wander over there and all of a sudden your eyes just start dripping off of your face.
So you've done it.
Oh, yeah. Stand in the yellow cloud.
We went to...
I can only handle it for so long. I'm not a machine like some people.
I did it all the way while they were setting timing on John Force's funny car. We were down at Gateway down in St. Louis in high school, and they're all putting their fucking masks on and shit, and then everybody just starts getting the fuck out of here. And me and one of our buddies, we were dumber than fuck, and there was like 4 other people, and they start like pulling their shirt up over their head and like all this shit, and we're like, what the fuck's about to happen? And there are people like, you don't want to stand here because you're gonna die, and we're like, bring it on, like this is gonna be cool,
this is gonna be great.
It's so cool.
It's like being
until
maced.
You can't fucking breathe.
Yes.
And then you start panicking.
And then you can't get away from it.
And then you can't go anywhere because it's already consumed the whole area.
Yep.
And then about the time you think you're about to die, they're done. And you're like, holy shit, that was exhilarating.
You're both on the ground.
Flopping around.
Almost died.
Your fucking eyes burn. I'm pouring water.
It's wild to be walking around the pits. I don't remember where I was at, but there was at one point I was higher than the rest of, like, you could kind of see over the top of some of where all the pits were at and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you could look out over them and you could see where cars were fired up because there was just this yellow cloud.
Yep.
It's like this just kind of like dark yellow cloud. Like it's transparent, obviously, but like you can see visibly that the color of the air is different in that area. Wow. Yeah. And you know that's where one's fired up.
Because they're dumping so much fuel to set the timing. God. And of course, just fire up your small block and not have the timing set right. I mean, it's going to run like crap and you're going to smell the gas and everything, let alone when they're dumping what like.
It's so much fun to watch those guys take those things apart and stuff like that. It's cool. But anyway. Back to off-road things. This seems like the Patreon this week.
Right?
You guys got a little taste. That was a freebie.
Yeah.
If you want more, if you want more side tangent like that, just go sign up for the Patreon. www.patreon.com/Total Offroad Podcast.
And you must type it in. You can't search it. Because if you search it, you won't find it.
Correct.
Because we're explicit.
We are explicit. We do have a new patron this week.
Nice.
I have to go back.
Well, while you pull that up,
yes, do things.
We will do other things.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Do we want to do mail call?
Oh my God. I've been waiting so long for you to say that.
Really?
Well,
it must be really good. Connor Davis, welcome to Patreon.
So, welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. I did not announce you on the Patreon, but that's okay. Nobody really cares about new people.
You get the main. You get the shout out on the main podcast.
On the main.
So, let's roll into mail call. Are we doing a last call beer since we did a first call beer?
I don't know. Undecided.
Okay.
Where are we at on time on this thing?
We're about time to get rolling into the last call if you want to get a beer.
I mean, we could do another one. I got some left in my cup. Ian's got quite a bit. Mike's empty. Mike's like, I'm thirsty.
Well, the whole thing, the whole thing was to let it warm up, and I mean,
my cup's not frosty anymore, so that's good.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do some mail call, and then maybe we'll send Mike out for a beer.
Here's the news flash, folks.
Okay,
this is the PSA.
It's a pretty small package.
Talk about this.
Okay,
we got two
packages,
but the problem is, I had this conversation. Mike got to experience this live, so I'm not making this up. I go to the mailbox.
Yes.
I just start opening packages out of the mailbox. I have no fucking clue if I have ordered shit the previous week or so.
Right.
So I don't know what I'm getting in the mail. There's a couple times where I'll track something that's like really expensive.
So what you're saying is these weren't properly marked.
One was not.
Ding. Oh.
One said Total Offroad Podcast.
Okay.
One said have a name and all that. And I'm like, no, I don't remember ordering anything, but it happens all the fucking time. Right. So I opened it in the driveway, and me and Mike got our initial live reaction of what you would expect after you see this.
Okay. So the other one's for me.
And I'm like, damn it.
So there were two.
I really wish people would put open on the podcast or Total Offer podcast. Address it to me, but like put like open on the podcast. Right. Because on the genuine response when I saw this and Mike saw this was epic. So you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So we're going to give
I hope it's not like overly hyped.
It's not.
Okay.
It's just funny.
It's awesome.
I bet it was awesome for you guys because you had no idea it was coming.
Well, we just thought you opened it. What the fuck?
I just ordered some dumb shit and I'm just opening it.
What'd you get? Did you get some bolts?
All right, let's see it. What is it?
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Because I want you to see it quick.
Oh, you want me to see it? So you already opened both of them?
No, I only opened the one.
Okay. Did you open mine?
Okay, open your eyes.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
So imagine opening that randomly in the driveway.
Wait, oh my God, the arms work.
Oh, the arms do things.
Oh, yeah, another one.
What in the Dickosaurus Rex is this?
I think that's all we say about it. And then you have to go.
Dickosaurus Rex?
You have to. It's a Dickosaurus Rex, and you have to go find the picture. Do we put that in the Trail Riders? We can put that in the Trail Riders page.
Is Santa Claus riding it?
Oh, I didn't even think about Santa.
Why does it look like?
It looks like it reminds me of a garden gnome.
Oh, it could be a garden gnome. Okay, so there's a garden gnome riding the Dickosaurus Rex.
Goddamn Prince Albert.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it does.
Oh, yeah. The more you look at it, the better it gets.
I'm still not sure what's going on right there and there.
Nostrils.
Well, it's
flared nostrils.
It's a Rex, so like that's the
that's the eyes.
It's the eyes. Yeah. I mean, it's still a being. Has to see things.
Has feelings. Facebook.com Trail Riders page. Answer the two questions. You will be in the page if you're not already.
Are you post that?
And we're going to post that. Yeah. What are we going to do? Kick us out of our own group?
We're going to get zucked.
You're going to get zucked.
That's
fine.
Get
zucked for that one.
Bring it on.
We won't get zucked for that one. I'll take a picture of the backside. You can see.
It's fantastic.
So what's the other package?
Wait, was there a return address on that? Do you know exactly who it's from?
No, it said it was from like some shipping thing. I don't know.
Let's take a guess.
Well, I mean,
where'd it come from?
I don't know.
Well, what if everyone's jumping on this train?
That's what I mean. Well, we assumed last week and we were wrong as hell.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just assume.
Hold up. Do you have the package?
It's in the garbage because I threw it away. But
so it came from some shipping depot, but it wasn't like Illinois.
No,
okay. I'm gonna speculate.
You assumed last week.
This is true,
and you was wrong.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna assume it's from the same guy. But like,
I'm looking at the printer. I'm side to side here.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I think you're
the
speculating
printer
a little
profile
bit
is
too
the
much.
same.
Nah, the 3D printers are 3D
printers in
printers.
general, though.
You're just speculating.
All right. So we have a Dickosaurus Rex, which is quite entertaining.
And then this one actually has, it says monthly boxer, and it has an address, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. Monthly boxer is, it just says monthly boxer.
Okay.
Watertown, New York is who it's from.
It's from Monthly Boxer? What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know what that means. I don't know where it's from. I don't know
what's
who
in
it
it.
is. Oh my God.
This package is smaller.
This just came out of it. So I'm sure that's
no.
just
Jesus
it's a little glitter.
Christ.
It's to open it carefully.
It's a little glitter dick.
God, there's a glitter dick that came out of it.
Oh my
There's
God.
already more glitter dicks coming
there's
out.
another
Of it.
glitter dick.
One for me. I'll get a
This is
couple. Okay.
great.
It's, as long as it doesn't fucking explode, I'll be fucking
I
great.
feel like I need to
pointing
bring
at-
safety glasses on this
Look
fucking
at all the
podcast.
glitter
anymore.
dicks.
It's getting close, man. There's a whole lot of what is in there.
Is it just more of
Is
that?
it just no?
I
There's
hope
got to be
it's just
something in
that.
there.
Oh my God, if it fucking explodes.
Oh my God!
Oh my God,
There's
there's
gummies.
oh no, what? There's something else in there, man.
Well, as long as I'm just keeping it pointed at you so that I don't get fucking smoked in the face with glitter dicks.
Okay, so you got some.
So we got a bag of gummy dicks.
Okay.
Did I say the other week that I would eat gummy dicks?
I don't remember.
Because I mean, I will.
I mean, you're going to. So
Oh my God.
somebody get the vacuum
Good
cleaner. These
grief!
fucking glitter dicks are everywhere.
What does that say? Eat a bag
It
of
literally
dicks.
says eat a bag of dicks. Visit shipabagadicks.com now for 20% off a bag of dicks with code SHIPDICKS.
Wow.
Tag us on Instagram at shipabagadicks and you'll be entered to win our monthly drawing to win a bag of dicks. That's great. And it literally
Eat a bag.
comes with a fucking 6 pounds of mini glitter dicks.
Eat a bag of dicks, jelly dicks, ingredients. Blah 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 blah. Dick. Carnauba wax.
I love that it says "eat a bag of!" exclamation point dicks.
This one just says
Oh,
gummy
here,
candies.
give me that. Let's
bag
take a
of dicks.
picture before you
Oh.
eat them
What
all.
is this thing?
Oh, this is
I'm
I'm gonna
just
say
gummy
right now,
dicks.
these sure as
Oh, yeah,
fuck
you
ain't
should
no hair.
definitely get it.
These
put
ain't
all
no
that together.
Haribo dicks. I can tell you that. Or
All right.
Haribo gummies.
Photograph that.
If I can get this.
That's
thing to
great.
roll. Oh yeah.
I'll do it upside down so that I don't get zucked.
I'm just
Upside down, yeah.
glad it didn't
So I can't read
explode.
upside down. Haha. Loophole.
That's the well, yeah. The algorithm's like, is that
So I
nah,
some
it's
gummy
upside down.
dicks.
Why not?
I mean,
I mean, they're here.
the green ones are good. Red ones were blander than I
I'm
thought.
gonna find these little sparkly dicks for years.
Years. We can do with those.
I don't like how phallic this tastes.
Well done.
I mean, like when you're chewing it, you kind of feel the shaft, and I'm just like, not taking it.
Is it like a gummy bear where you bite the head off first, or
I feel like I should bite the head off first, so it'd be all shafty in my mouth.
What the fuck?
well, you took it there, I guess.
All right, the madness has got to end. Why are we getting so much dick on this
That's a good
podcast?
point. 2 people, same day, dicks.
No way.
They even arrived on the
No.
same day.
Had to be. It's 2 different people. It's a one person.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll eat edible things.
Mike knows who it is again.
No, I literally
Mike was in on it.
he was with me when
Not
I got
in
him
this
out of the
time.
mailbox.
Oh man. I like it. It is impressive though that like they both show up on the same day when clearly they didn't come from the same place.
That's what
And
I'm
showed
saying.
up
One was likely shipped from the like straight from
Manufacturer.
Eat a Dicks
And
bag.
showed up the day we recorded. Like I didn't have to
Oh,
sit
that's
on
even
this.
more weird.
Did you say and showed up?
Showed up. Show did.
Joe did.
Show did.
Sooner or later, this studio is so many goddamn dicks. People are going to walk in here like this is a total dick podcast.
Maybe that's why I shouldn't be a dick to everybody, I guess. It's not like, here's your son.
It's really this podcast is really addicting. I'm gonna advertise it like that this week. The most addictive podcast.
ADICKTING.
Nah, you probably get flagged for that one.
Nah,
You don't think so?
they won't see it. Zuck's not that smart. He's got bigger fish to fry.
That's amazing.
So, what are you going to do next week? Let's
go
wrap
wheeling.
us up with what you're doing
I
next
do
week.
way more off-road shit than you guys, and you're going to talk
I'm
about.
gonna go wheeling. You have your shit done by the weekend?
Well, what weekend?
This weekend. It's too close?
This weekend? I have to work this weekend.
Oh.
But maybe.
Saturday is Women Wheelers.
Yeah, I'm missing that. It's on my calendar to go to, but I got to put a roof on my house. So
This whole bag of dicks going to be gone before we leave.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. May as well send us dick-shaped nuggets.
Does this say not edible on the bottom?
Whoops.
Just kidding.
It's a carnauba wax.
It'll come out all the same.
It'll come out all the same.
Dick's coming out the ass. Sorry.
Too far. Too far. I'm still blaming on mango.
Serving size is 4 pieces.
You think that he solely is responsible for all the phallic things that come to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You called him out last week, and you were wrong.
I was wrong on
The shifters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Like, what was I saying? Because I thought it was his package. Like, before we even opened it, I thought that he'd said,
Wait, which one? This package? You think Ming is hung like a chode?
Chody of chodes. It's great. I'm still
I'm
blaming
gonna
you.
like one more of these and you guys can finish them off. 'Cause clearly,
Should I send him a picture of it?
Some gummy dicks.
I'm going to send him a picture of the elf, of the gnome. Of just a gnome.
Just to see what his reaction is,
Mhm.
since this isn't aired yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I'm going to send him on the messenger.
We're just assuming.
All right, where you at, Mango?
That's all I got this week. I'm out of content.
What do I send him? Did I send him a picture of the foot? Give me one of, I was going to give you one of those.
No, these are staying right here because I'm going to dispose of
glitters?
them very carefully.
Right?
I really want to take them and put them in the air vent of somebody's car.
Oh my god. You'd ruin someone's life. Put them in their cabin filter.
No.
Take the cabin filter out, drop them in the blower motor.
Sending him this picture.
Okay.
I want to put them. I want to pour them down the vent.
Oh, so
That's
when
funny.
they hit it, just,
If he
So
knows,
then
he
when
knows.
they kick the air on, poof.
well, you better choose carefully who you do that to, because you're going to make an enemy.
Yeah, that you are.
You never seen that done before? They take
I have not.
the hole punch out of like a
Oh
hole
my God.
punchers.
Mhm.
Oh.
They take the tray and they like pour it down the vents.
Terrible.
Dude, I would be so furious.
Angry.
I can't even describe to you how furious I would be.
I've
Snowing.
never done it because I
mean, like, I
'Cause you
keep
would
my
be
truck
so-
pristine, so I'd be so mad.
Could you imagine, like, a year later, like, you turn the vent on and one just gets loose?
yeah. I mean,
And you fucking crash, you're so mad. You just gotta put this motherfucker in a pole.
you total out your truck.
Insurance taking this motherfucker. I'm done with
I'm
these
done.
little glitters. These paper punch outs.
You go to trade it in, and the guy kicks it on, gets one rogue like right in the eye, and he's like, "Fuck this! I don't even want it."
Nope.
I don't even want it.
Sorry, we can't take this one.
That's wonderful.
But instead of a little hole puncher, it's a little wiener.
That's great. Yeah.
It's so much worse
I feel like those would get hung up more.
because they have,
The balls.
yeah, it's the balls.
Yeah.
The balls get hung up on shit.
Lord, what have we done that this
Would
is
it not
our?
be? Would it not have been hilarious if those were all like chody chodes?
That would be interesting if somebody actually did
Eat the
that.
last weenie.
Get you some of that.
I think you should go back and everywhere that the word "dick" is
Oh, that's
used,
nice.
you should beep it out.
Oh my god.
So this whole
No.
last section is beep 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 beep. beep.
That'd be a lot.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah. Why are there so many beeps? What are they talking about?
It's explicit except for this episode. The one non-explicit episode of TOP.
That'd be excessive.
Mhm.
I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, you'd be up till, well, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It would take a while. It would take, I mean, not, it wouldn't be terrible. It would take me at least as long as I recorded.
What? Let me see. Let me look at my calendar and see what we got coming up.
Okay.
Women's Wheelers is this weekend at the Badlands.
The 15th, you're doing the, whatchamacallit race. The Jacob Duma.
The
Trail Chasers.
Yeah, but that's in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, that's the 15th.
Yeah, the 14th through the 16th will be in Michigan
Michigan.
to do that. I don't think there's anything else I need to do on the Razor.
The detail in this tail
I need
is
to put some
intense.
numbers on. That's what I'm saying. I need to put some numbers on the doors. Oh boy,
of the
you're
razor.
gonna drop.
Oh my God.
You are
This is
fucking
not.
fired.
You can't. You
I'm just
can't.
trying to carefully
No.
put these away instead of making a
You're-
mess.
Yeah, use a card. There you go.
Give me
They're
the
trying
bag.
to put the dick fetty.
No, Mike is fired. Put the dick fetty. That's funny. This is nope.
They're trying to dispose of it, put it away.
So that is all.
Oh
I'm
my
got.
God, it's impossible. Once it's out of the bag, it can't go back in.
I was waiting for it to like spring-loadedly explode out of there.
You be the broom, Mike.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You be the broom. There you go.
There you go.
Oh my
I don't want
God.
to get too
Teamwork.
many because if you miss one,
Teamwork makes the dream work.
and you're scooping up the floor and you miss the garbage can one time.
You're like, damn it.
What the hell is
I don't know
that?
what
It's fine.
I
Just,
was
just put it in there. Don't spill it. Did you spill one?
I think I got a rogue one.
Nugget's gonna walk around with one in his mouth.
Right?
I'd laugh.
There's one on the backside of the paper.
Yeah, they're like clingy.
Uh-huh.
That's the way they want it. What if they were extra sticky?
What if this exploded out of that package?
Oh, that'd been great.
No.
If you
No.
open that, there's like somehow like spring loaded of sorts.
Because I didn't bring my safety glasses, that'd be
We're gonna
terrible.
wild, just rogue everywhere.
Nope.
It's like nope,
I'd
nope.
quit.
Just burn the house
I
down.
know you guys just fired me, but I would quit.
I would quit.
I would get I would reapply.
and then quit. No, I'm not cleaning that up.
Are you going wheeling this Friday?
No, I'm going to wheeling this Saturday. So I have
Hey, that's good,
exactly 2 days to get everything done in the shop and the truck that I have scheduled. And then Thursday is Owen's birthday, and we're going to try to do
my
something for his
God.
birthday. And then Friday, I am starting getting everything ready for wheeling on Saturday. So I have got quite the list.
Yes.
You better get to getting, boy.
I think the goal is going to be to get up at 4 the rest of the week. So that I can get in the shop at 4, like get up just before 4, get in the shop at 4, and then shut the shop down at like 2 or 3 p.m. and then try to do some Jeep stuff. We'll see. I don't know.
Sounds good. In
Sounds
theory.
good in theory, yeah. It's waking up at 4 and going, yes, I want to go to work. Versus
That
waking up
sounds
at 4 and
awful.
going, bed's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Bed is nice. So anyway,
Right on.
is that all we have for this week?
Let's get out
What
of
a
here.
weird episode. I feel like this was a weird episode. A lot of drag car stuff.
If it's not motors, it's drag cars. There's very little wheeling.
I hope you guys stay entertained. Those of you that are still listening, we appreciate you.
I want to do. So I've talked to a couple people and they've posted a couple times in the last few weeks about 14-bolt steer axles.
Mhm.
And like, I know we covered that pretty
Do it
solidly,
again.
but like,
You know more of that
I
now.
would
Though.
like to do.
Recap and put all the
Like-
knowledge into one episode, like the 14
Yeah.
steer episode.
But like, I'm intrigued because in my mind, like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I'm going to sound like an asshole here because it's just how I am.
Mhm.
But like, I feel like I'm like, we've covered this. But like, when you think
Yeah.
about it, we're on episode 71, and that was episode like
Berkey
I don't
was
know.
what was Berkey?
8.
8 or 9.
It was pretty early.
Yeah, 8.
So that's what I mean. Like, that's a long
It was early.
time ago.
Yeah, it was over a year ago.
So
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to do.
I don't want to revisit it if like
do you
two
want to
people are
do you want to like
interested.
have
but
Berkey back on for it, or do you want to just talk about like the knowledge that we have?
no, we've been there, done that.
Okay,
I don't want to say we're out the t-shirt because he's an untapped
right.
book, but
At
like,
the same time,
I don't know if I want to devote that much time to it.
okay. You just want to have a segment
Possibly.
of 14 steer stuff.
I just feel like I've had this conversation twice in the last like week.
Pretty bird, pretty bird.
Yeah,
Pretty
about
bird.
that.
Nah.
I'm just lucky this
Stop
is not a video podcast. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just the one question that I've been, seeing here lately is people talking about it or ordering stuff or wanting to do stuff.
Right.
So I don't know if that's something we want to revisit.
I mean, I feel
Like
like you
refresh
should at
it?
least cover, like, if I was going to build one, what don't I know? Because
So, like, yeah, so
like,
Zach
things
was
like,
asking-
oh, I didn't even think of that. That's the kind
Right.
of thing that you need to
Well,
be
we
like,
just had that conversation. Was that in the Patreon?
Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we talked about the whole center diff, offset diff.
Oh, yes. That is
Mhm.
definitely something to consider.
So I mean,
Yeah.
there's just that, and that has nothing to do with anything other than literally where your opinion's pointing.
Right.
So I don't know. Let us know
What
if
you
you
doing
have
there,
any
Steve?
topics that you would like to revisit.
It would be nice to do that because we do have some people like asking questions in the Trail Riders page about, like Zach was asking to do like, should he do Kingpin or should he do Super Duty?
Yep.
And I'm like, at the cost of Super Duties in our area, why would you ever consider doing a Kingpin axle? Have $1,000 wrapped up in an axle, you're just going to throw most of it away.
Yep.
When you could buy a Super Duty axle for as low as
$200.
$200, literally. So,
and I have found an even cheaper way to do a Steer 14.
Well, that's intriguing. So
with
that's
Super Duty unit bearings.
cheaper than buying a whole axle for $200.
Yes.
Okay.
Cheaper than buying an axle for $500.
Okay. Which is a pretty common price.
Cheaper than buying an axle for $200.
But
oh yeah,
with brakes and all.
Oh yeah,
that's wild.
Yes.
That's the kind of thing people might want to know about.
And that's just that's exactly right.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant. It's next level.
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to do episode 72 will be like recap of Women Wheelers most likely, along with Mike's update on Snow Day, and I don't know what you're doing, putting a roof on the house.
Yeah, I'm just going to roof things. No, I don't want to hear about that. I can tell you that much, and I'm being involved with it. So
I mean, I might want to hear about it. We got a quote on our roof, and it was not cheap.
You know why I'm putting a house or a roof on my house? Because I got a quote on put on a roof on my house, and was like, oh hell no,
no, I think I can do it for less than that.
Yeah, it'll be wrong, but I'd figure it out.
It's gonna last long enough for while I'm in here.
I just hate roofing.
Really?
Yeah,
that'd be all right.
What part? Really? What part about it is fun?
Tear off.
No.
Put on.
No.
Then nailing it down.
Nope.
Getting a sunburn? Is that the fun part?
Because you're on your knees, bent over, doing that all day long. Like it's fine for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're done with it. And you're just getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just getting started.
Like I shingled that shed and I was done before I got like a third of that roof done.
No, really? You don't want any part of it anymore?
No. It loses its fun real fast.
That's what Greg said to me about the LS swap. He's like, how much is your time worth? Do you build a harness or do you just have one delivered and it's like, I'm done? And then you...
Well, that sounds nice.
Well, a
Can
harness is like
you?
$600-700.
I mean, he said absolutely he could build one for me.
Yeah.
But he said...
It won't be cheap.
He's like, I don't want to spend a week doing this shit.
Right. Yeah. Who doesn't?
Greg.
No, he didn't want to do it?
He's like, and do you?
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm like, not really.
Your time is worth something.
The ship shows up, it's done.
Who
it's
is
wrapped. Everything's new. PSI.
Who's PSI?
PSI conversion harnesses.
Yeah.
Oh, would they have one for your truck?
Oh, they have one for all kinds of standalone
100%
stuff.
new wire, like cloth wrapped, all new Delphi connectors, like exactly for your application.
How much? $800.
$650 and up, depending on options.
Yeah.
Or do it yourself with the 270,000 mile harness and hope it's okay. And you don't spend any money.
I know which way I want to go with a show truck.
I know that's the
if
thing.
It's your like.
No, I don't even want to say that because I think you could make a harness. I've seen guys cut them down and make them look real
yeah, absolutely.
nice.
You can make it look nice, but all your wires are still 10 years old.
It's still
at least
250,000 mile wire harness.
How old is? These are 12-year-old wires in that harness.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's
that you just pulled apart and like moved all over the place, and then reloomed them in different orientation than they were before.
Yeah.
I mean,
they all lay pretty much the same spot. You just pull wires out, but like it's kind of neat because that wire has like muscle memory. So once I got done all looming that harness, new loom and everything, you like flop it on the engine. It all like kind of generally lays about where. Yeah, it's weird because you're like.
Sense.
Holy shit!
It lived its life there. It lived its life there through thousands of heat cycles.
Yep, it knows. It knows where to go.
Yeah.
Also, when you do an LS swap and you get that new harness on there, there's like 10 connectors. Like from the factory, there's like all kinds of bullshit. Like, oh no, it's all gone.
Yep.
Whatever it needs to run, that's all.
Eight injectors and the end.
More or less. I mean, there's a couple extra shit.
Yeah, obviously.
It's like nothing.
It's 8 injectors and 2 quill pack like tie-ins.
Which makes you want to just build it yourself because you're like, I can do this.
Yeah, well, you can.
There's a lot of shit to delete.
It was a very cool process.
I guess, yeah.
And I know that I could do it. I'm good at wiring.
He says, what's your time worth? But like, are you in a hurry?
I'm not in a hurry.
Yep.
And like, what else are you going to do? Are you going to just flop it on the RC table and do it? Or are you going to do it in the shop?
I think I'd probably do it in the house.
I did mine on like a table.
You did yours in a hotel room.
Well, that was the first one. Yeah,
that'd be nice.
It was.
Yeah, it would be.
Oh, dude, I put the do not disturb thing on there because I would like have like a pile of extra wire, pile of loom, and then like this harness. I'm like, they up in here making a bomb. We gonna be fuck them. Nope. Don't touch my truck
Open
harness.
the door. If they open the door, like, there's a bomb. You come back and like the bomb squad's there. Like, what's going on? Like, well, we've got a situation in room 104.
You're like, oh, did you touch my shit?
Did you move my harness?
Dude, last time I went to a hotel room, I brought 2 toolboxes with me.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Like on a dolly. He's like, what the fuck does this guy need 2 toolboxes for? Because I'm building RC cars in my hotel room.
Digging in China, baby.
Well, that's how I was taking. I took all my wiring stuff because I was going to be in the hotel room for a week, and I drove, so I didn't fly, so I just loaded the trunk up with the car with shit, and then literally like every night, instead of going sitting at a bar watching TV, I would order food or go pick up food and literally just take my time. And like 2 days later, you're like, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do for the rest of the week because I'm done. But
You want
cool.
You want a possible genius concept, like something you wouldn't think of, something to carry in your travel bag that you would not normally carry. A can of like lubricant of sorts, like either like a WD-40 or a pin of grease or like a 3-in-1 oil.
Okay.
I've never been traveling and needed
How many
3-in-1
times?
oil.
How many times have you gone somewhere and like laid down on the bed and it's just like,
Are you going
Like,
to
and you
lubricate the
don't-
mattress springs?
I will lubricate all of the points of the bed.
Oh, hell no.
For sure.
Nope.
Yes.
I'll just go to sleep anyway. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'll stop moving when I fall asleep.
Yeah. Hell no. I'm not lifting the mattress to see nothing. Oh,
Travel
We stayed
size
on-
WD-40.
We
Yeah.
stayed in a Airbnb over in Indy last year, and like I like went laid on the bed, and it was just like you couldn't breathe without that thing making noise because it was like an old ass bed, and I'm like, and we had Owen with us, and he was pretty young at the time. I'm like,
yeah.
there's no way I'm gonna put this kid to sleep and then try to go to sleep and be like, like the bed like just constantly squeaking while you're trying to get into bed. I'm like, nope.
Nah.
And so while we were
See,
out, I
always-
picked up a can of WD-40, came back, lubed every single point on the bed.
Oh, hell no.
Quiet as a mouse.
That's kind of cool that you fixed it.
Oh, fuck yeah, I fixed it.
The next tenants appreciate you.
What else did I have to do while I was there?
Right.
We were in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. I was like, yes, it's so quiet.
It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap it.
That's my life. That's the ADD in me. Let's wrap it.
Let's wrap it.
This podcast has been brought to you by Complete Off-Road, Crawler Off-Road, for all of your recovery needs. For those of you who don't know their name, if you need something like an off-road, like a recovery kinetic rope, a winch line, a tree saver,
Soft
shackle, bow shackle,
fair leads.
fair leads, and the what's the new one? The ring, the
recovery ring.
the recovery ring, which can take the place of a snatch block. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, go check out crawleroffroad.com. And if you need any kind of bracketries for your off-road build that you're doing, check out Off-Road Anonymous.
Or
I got some messages.
Your race chassis.
Turbo. If you're doing turbo golf cart stuff, you definitely want to check out Off-Road Anonymous.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, for sure.
Number 3.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
Whatever.
you don't.
It's fine.
Jacob does.
Sure. He
Number-
doesn't listen to this podcast anymore.
Yes, he does.
He stopped after he had his own episode.
Dick. He got famous and he's like, I'm done with this.
I'm done.
He
I got my
knows.
fix.
He knows what I mean when I say number 3
Okay.
on the race.
Are you going to be number 3?
Should be.
Okay. But anyway.
Sound cool.
So
Chassis number 3.
I mean, I guess if you're into Dale Earnhardt
do
stuff.
it for Dale.
Do it for Dale. Are you going to black and red?
No, but I mean, like,
No.
if you're going to pick a number, is
How
it 2
dare
or is
you.
it 3? You know,
It's 2.
that's
Rusty
3.
Wallace, of course, every time.
No, 3 because America. So anyway,
so go check out Off-Road Anonymous if you need those parts. If you need anything else for your off-road build, make sure you call Chris at 563-583-5363. That is Chris at Complete Off-Road. So make sure you remember those things instead of texting me, asking me, you know who you are.
huh? What a dick! Don't bother me.
Well, like I got a message and it was like, hey, what's that recovery company that you guys are always talking about? And I'm like, apparently we have not been shouting them out properly lately. So I felt needed to do that. If you want to check us out anywhere else, check us out on YouTube at Total Off-Road Podcast. Check us out on Facebook on the Trail Riders page. And check us out on Instagram, Total_Off-Road_Podcast. Check out the website. Go get a Nug Life sticker.
Every merch order is fulfilled and shipped.
Are they though?
Yep,
All of them.
everyone.
Even the winners?
Yep. What
Nicely
winners?
done. I don't know. The people that got things that didn't get things.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
So they got something, but they didn't get things.
Maybe. Like they won it, but they didn't get their stuff yet.
Who would that be?
I don't know. But if you fulfilled all the orders, it should be good. Hopefully.
I don't know what this means.
I don't know. If you won something,
I feel like you know who this.
I don't remember who it is.
Something.
There's a few things like Shelby owes some people some shirts and like
we didn't. Yeah, but I'm not shipping Shelby's shirts.
We might be caught up though. Nonetheless, go to the website, buy some things. Ian loves you.
Let's put it this way: if it hasn't showed up in USPS, you ain't getting it.
You ain't getting
it.
Bill stole it.
I've seen a couple pictures of some merch that got delivered today.
Good.
Some stickers, some shirts, some stuff like that.
Good
but yeah,
deal.
everything's
go
out.
buy us out. We've still got stock and some stuff, so make sure you go to the website and empty the stock. Please empty the stock. We need to clear it out so we can start with some new stuff.
Yes.
And any last words, Mike?
Less motors, more off-road.
I love it. And with that, we'll catch you on the trail.